There is a sacred stillness that exists beneath the layers of noise, the endless chatter, and the relentless striving of the world. It is a quiet whisper that echoes from the deepest part of your being, a voice that speaks not in words but in feelings, in knowing, in presence. This voice, this silent presence, is the truth of who you are, untouched, unchanging, and eternal. Yet so many of us go through life unaware of it, searching, striving, and struggling to find something outside ourselves, something that will finally bring us peace, fulfillment, and purpose. The truth is, beloved soul, you are not lost. You are simply unaware of the profound wholeness that already resides within you. You are not on a quest to find something outside yourself. You are on a journey of remembering who you have always been, who you were before the world told you who to be. And when you remember, you will find that everything you seek, everything you long for is already there, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting to be embraced. You see, your soul knows the way. It is always known. It is not bound by the limitations of the mind, nor is it confined by the fleeting conditions of this world. The soul moves in harmony with the rhythm of the universe, guided by an intelligence far greater than the small self can comprehend. This divine wisdom does not need to be sought because it is already in you. It is not found in the future, in achievements or acquisitions. It is not found in the past, in memories or regrets. It is found only in this moment, in the stillness, in the breath, in the knowing that you are already enough. The ego, the false self, will tell you otherwise. It will convince you that you must become something more, that you must strive harder, that you must prove your worth. But the truth is, you have always been whole. You are not a product of your accomplishments or your failures. You are not defined by the roles you play or the titles you wear. You are not your past, your mistakes, or your wounds. You are the infinite, eternal being that witnesses all of it. You are the light that shines through the shadows, the awareness that holds the experience without being touched by it. In this moment, take a deep breath and feel the truth of what I am saying. You are already complete. You are already whole. You do not need to become anything. You need only to remember. And the remembrance comes not through effort, but through surrender. When you stop searching, when you stop grasping, when you stop trying to fix or change yourself, the truth of who you are begins to emerge, like a flower slowly blooming in the quiet of the dawn. The path to awakening is not one of achieving or becoming. It is one of letting go. Let go of the need to control. Let go of the need to prove. Let go of the need to be anything other than what you already are. The more you release, the more you reveal. The more you let go of the false identities and the limiting beliefs, the more you remember the divinity that has always been your essence. You are not here to fit in. You are not here to follow the crowd or chase after the fleeting pleasures of the world. You are here to remember the truth of your being, the truth that says you are already enough, that you are already whole, that you are already connected to the source of all life. When you remember this, the need for validation fades. The fear of rejection dissolves. The anxiety of becoming someone else fades into the background. You are free to simply be. And when you are free to be, life unfolds in the most miraculous ways. You stop chasing after the approval of others, and instead, you begin to live from your own truth. You stop seeking happiness outside yourself, and instead, you realize that happiness is not something to be found, it is something to be recognized. It is the natural state of your being, waiting to be allowed, waiting to be embraced. The world will continue to call you to perform, to achieve, to prove yourself. It will tell you that you are not enough, that you must do more, be more, have more. But you, dear soul, have heard the call of something deeper. You have felt the stirrings of something within you that longs for truth, for peace, for freedom. And that longing is the voice of your soul, calling you to remember. When you stop and listen to that voice, you will realize that you are not separate from the world. You are the world. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean contained in a drop. You are not a small, insignificant being struggling to survive. You are the entire universe, alive and aware within you. The same intelligence that moves the stars, that guides the tides, that creates life and death, that same intelligence moves through you, breathing your breath, beating your heart, witnessing your life. There is nothing separate from you. You are one with all that is. And so you begin to walk this earth not as someone seeking to prove their worth, but as someone who already knows their worth. You move not to impress, but to express. You do not seek love, for you are love. You do not seek peace, for you are peace. You do not seek happiness, for you are happiness. The more you align with this truth, the more the world mirrors it back to you. The more you remember who you are, the more the world reflects that remembrance. There is no need to search for meaning, for purpose, or for fulfillment. You are not here to find these things. You are here to realize that you are the very essence of them. You are not a seeker. You are the found. You are the truth, the light, the love, the peace that you've been searching for all along. And when you remember this, your life will become an expression of your true self. You will no longer be bound by the limitations of the mind or the constraints of the ego. You will no longer be a prisoner of the past or a slave to the future. You will be free, free to live, free to love, free to create, free to simply be. So let go. Let go of the need to control. Let go of the need to impress. Let go of the need to prove. Let go of the illusion of separateness. And return to the truth of who you are, not the you that is defined by the world, but the you that is eternal, whole, and divine. In this moment, take a deep breath and remember you are already enough. You are already whole. You are already connected to the source of all life. There's nothing you need to do, nothing you need to prove, nothing you need to become. You are already it. Your soul knows the way. Trust it. Listen to it. Follow it. And you will find that the path is not one of struggle, but one of surrender. It is not one of becoming, but one of remembering. And when you remember, you will realize that everything you seek, everything you long for, has always been within you. You are not lost. You are found. You are not separate. You are one with all that is. You are not incomplete. You are whole. And in that wholeness, you are free. As you move through this life, with all its shifting landscapes and unpredictable winds, remember this. You are not a leaf tossed about by chance. You are the tree itself, rooted deeply in the earth, yet reaching toward the heavens. The storms that come, the gusts that shake you, cannot take away your essence. They are but passing moments, and you are the unshakable witness to it all. Life is not here to defeat you, to break you, to force you into shape. Life is here to reveal the depth of your being, to allow you to remember the strength that lies dormant within you, waiting for the moment you are ready to awaken it. Every challenge you face, every difficulty that appears on your path is not a sign that you are lost, but a gentle invitation to discover who you truly are. The obstacles are not meant to crush you. They are the catalyst for your growth, the reminders that you are much more than the surface level story you have been told. When you face the trials of life, stop seeing them as burdens to bear and begin to see them as opportunities to unfold. Each test is a mirror, showing you where you are holding on, where you are still attached to the illusions of fear and separation. And in the moment of surrender, in the moment when you let go of your resistance and release the need for control, you will feel the softness of your soul, the vastness of your spirit, gently lift you into a new way of seeing. You are not defined by your struggles, nor by your triumphs. You are not the sum of your past experiences, your mistakes, or even your successes. You are the silent observer, the eternal presence that watches without judgment, without expectation. You are the space in which all experiences unfold, the light in which all shadows dance. It is this awareness that is your true self, not the personality that identifies with this body, these thoughts, these emotions. No, your true self is beyond all of that. Your true self is the stillness beneath the waves, the sky behind the clouds, the calm center of the storm. It is only when we forget this truth, when we identify too closely with the roles we play, the masks we wear, that we suffer. The pain, the anxiety, the fear, it all comes from the illusion that we are separate from source, from each other, from the divine intelligence that governs the universe. We create our own suffering by believing we are alone, by thinking we must struggle to be worthy, to be enough. But I tell you, beloved one, you are already worthy. You have always been worthy. Your worth was never in question, never dependent on anything external. It is a gift already given, already residing within you. It is the essence of who you are. When you realize this, when you awaken to the truth of your being, you will stop seeking outside of yourself. The search will cease, not because you have found something, but because you realize there is nothing to find. All that you have ever sought, peace, love, joy, fulfillment, was never outside you. It was always within, waiting to be recognized, waiting to be embraced. And once you recognize it, once you allow it to fill your heart, your life transforms. You no longer need to chase after fleeting moments of happiness. You are happiness. You no longer need to search for peace. You are peace. This is the great awakening, the realization that everything you seek is not something to be obtained, but something to be realized. It is not a destination. It is a way of being. When you stop looking for something to fix, something to change, you step into the fullness of who you are. You step into the flow of life, where there is no resistance, no need to force, no need to control. You simply flow with the current, trusting that you are being carried to exactly where you need to be. There is no hurry. There is no need for anything to be different than it is. Because in the surrender and the trust, you begin to understand that the universe is always guiding you, always supporting you, always unfolding in perfect harmony with your soul. And so, as you walk this path, I invite you to let go of the need to strive, to push, to prove. Let go of the idea that you are ever incomplete. Let go of the illusion that you are defined by your external circumstances. You are not your job, your title, your relationship status, or your bank account. You are not your past mistakes, your failures, or your wounds. You are the divine presence that watches it all. You are the light that shines through the darkness. You are the stillness in the midst of chaos. You are not just a part of the universe, you are the universe. You are the divine manifested in form. When you realize this, when you truly feel it, you will begin to see the world in a different light. You will see that everything in your life, every person you meet, every situation you encounter, is a reflection of your own inner state. The world around you is a mirror, reflecting the thoughts you think, the beliefs you hold, and the energy you radiate. When you align with the truth of your being, when you embody your divinity, the world begins to reflect that back to you. People respond to you differently. Circumstances align with your desires. The struggles you once faced with resistance now become opportunities for growth and expansion. You will no longer feel like a small, isolated individual trying to navigate a chaotic world. Instead, you will recognize yourself as a divine being, a part of the vast and infinite whole. You will see that your true power lies not in what you do, but in who you are. It lies in your ability to remain anchored in the truth of your being, to stay rooted in the stillness of your soul, no matter what the world throws your way. And in that stillness, you will find your peace. You will find your joy. You will find your freedom. So stop striving, beloved soul. Stop running. Stop searching. You are already whole. You are already enough. You are already connected to the divine intelligence that moves through all things. And when you remember this, when you finally let go of the need to prove your worth, you will begin to experience life as a sacred dance, a flow of grace and ease. You will stop trying to control the outcome and instead allow yourself to be carried by the current of life, trusting that every moment is unfolding perfectly. This is the way of the soul. This is the path to freedom. And you have always known it. You have always been this. The only thing that has ever kept you from this truth is the illusion that you are separate from it. But now, beloved one, the illusion is lifting. The veil is dissolving, and you are coming home to yourself. You are returning to the place within you that has always known the way. So trust. Trust in the wisdom of your soul. Trust in the divine guidance that flows through you. Trust in the unfolding of your life. And know with every breath that you are exactly where you need to be, and that the life you seek is not out there but within. It always has been, and now you are ready to remember. The soul knows the way, and you, dear one, are that soul. In the silence of your being, where all the noise of the world fades away, there is a space of perfect clarity. It is in this space that the truth of your existence reveals itself not as a thought or a concept, but as a deep, abiding knowing that courses through you like the pulse of life itself. You are not a mere spectator in this world, watching it unfold from a distance. You are the creator, the painter of your own canvas, the composer of your own symphony. Every breath you take is a note in the grand song of existence, and every moment you live is a stroke of brilliance on the masterpiece of your life. There is no need for external validation, no need to measure yourself against others, or to seek approval from those who do not truly see you. The only validation you need is the quiet, knowing embrace of your own soul. You are already approved. You are already worthy. You are already enough. You have always been enough, not because of what you do or what you achieve, but because of who you are, the divine spark of the universe, incarnated in human form. And this divine spark is not a small thing. It is the very same energy that animates the stars, that moves the tides, that brings forth creation itself. It is the life force that flows through all things, and it flows through you. The illusion of separation, the idea that you are somehow apart from the world, from the universe, from the divine, is the greatest illusion of all. You are not separate. You are part of the great whole. You are not a lone drop of water in an endless ocean. You are the ocean itself, contained in that drop. You are not a single moment in time, fleeting and insignificant. You are the eternal consciousness that witnesses time itself. And when you remember this, when you reconnect with the truth of your divinity, the whole of existence shifts. You no longer feel like a small, isolated being trying to carve out a place for yourself in a chaotic world. Instead, you recognize that you are the world. You are the universe. You are the divine in expression. And in this recognition, there is a freedom that transcends all understanding. It is the freedom to be, simply to be, without the need to chase after anything, without the need to prove anything, without the need to be anything other than what you already are. This is the freedom of the soul, the freedom that comes when you release the grip of the ego, when you surrender the need to control and allow life to unfold as it will. It is not a passive freedom. It is a vibrant, powerful freedom, because when you are free from the illusions of the ego, you are free to live in alignment with your true self. You are free to create, to express, to love, to be at peace. Not because you are seeking these things, but because they are the natural expression of your being. When you stop resisting the flow of life, when you stop trying to swim against the current, you begin to move with life, with grace and ease. You begin to see that the struggles, the hardships, the moments of pain and loss were never meant to harm you. They were always the soul's invitation to let go of the false, to strip away the layers that kept you from remembering the truth of who you are. They were not the enemy. They were the teachers, the messengers, the ones who guided you back home to yourself. Every challenge you face, every moment of suffering, is a moment of deepening. It is a moment where the soul asks you to remember your power, to remember your truth, to remember that you are not your circumstances, you are not your failures, your mistakes, your regrets. You are the eternal awareness that witnesses all of it without judgment. And when you awaken to this truth, when you realize that you are the stillness beneath the waves, the vastness behind the finite, the unchanging presence that holds all things, the world begins to reveal its beauty, its grace, its divine perfection. The world you see, the people you meet, the circumstances that unfold before you are not separate from you. They are a reflection of you. They are mirrors, showing you what you need to see in order to remember who you truly are. When you look at the world from the lens of the ego, everything appears as a challenge, an obstacle to overcome. But when you look through the eyes of the soul, you see that everything is a blessing, a gift, a part of the sacred dance that is life. And when you see life this way, when you remember your connection to all that is, you are no longer a victim of the world. You are the creator, the witness, the lover of life. This shift in perception, this turning inward to remember the truth of your being, is not a one-time event. It is a journey, a continual unfolding. The path is not always straight, nor is it always easy, but it is always worth it, because each step brings you closer to the remembrance of your true nature. Each step is a deepening into the silence that is always with you, the stillness that cannot be disturbed, the peace that transcends all understanding. This peace is your birthright, your essence, your true home. It is not something you need to seek outside yourself. It is already here within you, waiting for you to acknowledge it, waiting for you to rest in it, to become it. And as you rest in this peace, as you align with the truth of who you are, your life begins to reflect that peace. The world around you begins to shift in subtle ways. People respond to you differently. Your relationships become more harmonious. The challenges that once seemed insurmountable become opportunities for growth, for expression, for expansion. Your life becomes a reflection of your soul, a beautiful unfolding of divine presence in motion. You are no longer chasing after happiness, after success, after approval. You are simply living in alignment with your truth. And in doing so, you become a beacon of light for others, a guide for those who are still searching, still seeking. You are not here to compete with others. You are not here to measure yourself against their success, their accomplishments, their lives. You are here to be you, fully, unapologetically, beautifully. When you remember who you are, when you step into your true power, you become a living example of what is possible when one is aligned with their soul. You become a living expression of divine love, divine peace, divine wisdom. And in this expression, you invite others to do the same. You invite them to remember their own truth, their own power, their own divinity. The world may try to tell you otherwise. It may try to convince you that you are not enough, that you must strive, that you must prove your worth. But I tell you this, you are already enough. You have always been enough. Your worth is not determined by what you do or what you have. It is determined by who you are, the divine presence that resides within you. You are enough simply because you are. You are enough simply because you exist. So, beloved soul, remember this. You are not here to struggle. You are not here to prove anything. You are here to remember the truth of your being, to remember that you are not separate, not alone, not incomplete. You are whole. You are divine. You are one with all that is. You are the creator, the witness, the lover, the beloved. And when you remember this, when you allow this truth to sink into the deepest corners of your soul, you will find that life unfolds before you in the most miraculous, beautiful, and abundant ways. You are the light. You are the love. You are the peace. You are the divine in expression. And when you remember this, when you step into your true power, the world will begin to reflect that truth back to you. You will no longer feel lost, no longer feel separate, no longer feel incomplete. You will feel whole, you will feel free, you will feel at home, and in that freedom, in that wholeness, you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that everything you seek has always been within you. You are already home. You always have been. And now, beloved soul, you remember. You remember that you are the way. And so, dear soul, you stand here, not as someone searching for the answers, but as the one who already knows. You are not a seeker, a wanderer in the dark, but the light itself, the flame that has always burned brightly within you, waiting to be recognized. All the answers, all the wisdom, all the peace you've longed for are not somewhere to be found. They have always been within, waiting in the silence of your heart, in the stillness of your being. There is no greater mystery than the one you have been living. The secret, the truth, the divine spark that you have sought in so many places is not hidden from you, but is your very essence. It is the very life that flows through you, the rhythm of the universe pulsing within your veins, the love that moves through you in every breath. You are not separate from the divine. You are the divine, walking this earth, breathing life into every moment. Every moment is an opportunity to remember. Every breath is a chance to return to the truth of who you are. The illusion of time, the passing moments that seem to pull you away, are but temporary veils, lifted gently by the hands of your soul. And as you lift them, you remember. You remember that you are not what you have been told. You are not your past. You are not your stories, your successes, or your failures. You are the eternal witness, the timeless awareness, the stillness that never changes. In this remembering, there is a freedom beyond anything the mind can comprehend. It is the freedom to be exactly who you are, without pretense, without defense, without fear. It is the freedom to let go of everything that no longer serves you, every false identity, every belief, every thought that binds you to a life of striving and seeking. You are already enough, already whole, already complete. The universe does not ask you to become anything. It only invites you to remember that you have always been what you are seeking. When you remember this truth, you will find that life no longer feels like a battle. It is not something you must fight to control or manipulate. It is a flow, a dance, a sacred unfolding. You no longer need to chase after the things you think you lack. because you will know in every fiber of your being that you are the very essence of what you seek. Peace is not something to be attained. It is something to be embodied. Love is not something to be found. It is something to be expressed. Joy is not something to be pursued. It is something to be allowed. In every moment you have a choice to remember your truth, to return to your essence, to align with the divine intelligence that flows through you, or to be swept away by the current of the world, by the stories, by the distractions. But when you choose to remember, when you choose to reconnect with the stillness within, the world around you shifts. No longer are you at the mercy of external circumstances, but you become the master of your own life, the creator of your own reality. You align with the rhythm of the universe, and you find that everything falls into place effortlessly, like pieces of a puzzle coming together in perfect harmony. The world will still be full of noise, full of distractions, full of challenges, but you will no longer be lost in it. You will no longer be swept away by the waves. You will stand firm, anchored in the truth of who you are, the truth that transcends all fear, all doubt, all confusion. You are not what the world tells you you are. You are not the roles you play, the labels you wear, the achievements you accumulate. You are the infinite, eternal being, and you have never been anything less. This is the great awakening, the moment when you remember who you truly are, when you stop searching and start living from the truth of your being. It is not a one-time event, but a continual process of peeling back the layers of illusion and revealing the light within. It is not something to be attained, but something to be allowed. The more you allow yourself to simply be, the more the truth of who you are will shine through. The more you surrender to the flow of life, the more you will find that life flows with you in perfect harmony. You are not here to force things into being. You are not here to make something happen. You are here to remember the truth of your divine nature, to remember the love that you are, to remember the peace that is always within you. And in that remembering, everything else falls into place. The world becomes a reflection of your inner state, and you begin to see beauty in everything: the smile of a stranger, the sound of the rain, the warmth of the Sunday. You see it all as a reflection of the divine, a reflection of the love that you are. So, beloved soul, I invite you to rest in this truth, to rest in the stillness that has always been within you, to rest in the peace that is already yours. You do not need to seek it. You do not need to earn it. You do not need to become anything more than what you already are. You are already whole. You are already enough. You are already connected to the source of all life. And in that connection, you will find everything you need. As you walk this earth, remember that you are not just a human being. You are a divine being, an expression of the infinite. And in every moment, you are given the opportunity to align with that truth, to express it, to embody it. There is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to achieve. All you need to do is remember. You are the light that has always shone within you. You are the love that has always been with you. You are the peace that transcends all understanding. You are already home, and there is nowhere you need to go. So rest in this truth. Rest in the knowing that you are enough. Rest in the stillness of your soul, and allow yourself to be. For in that being, in that remembering, you will find the peace, the joy, and the freedom that you have been seeking all along. And in that freedom, you will know that you have never been lost. You have simply been on the journey of remembering who you truly are. And now, beloved soul, you know. You are the way, and the way is already within you. This life is a miracle, not in the way fireworks dazzle or storms shake the earth, but in the quiet way a single breath enters your body without asking for permission. In the subtle whisper of your heartbeat, in the rising and falling of your chest, in the way the stars remain faithful to the night sky. You are living, moving, being, and that is nothing less than a miracle. Not someday. Not later. Now. This moment, unnoticed by most, is steeped in divinity. You did not come here to chase miracles. You came to remember that you are one. There is a great forgetting that happens the moment we arrive. We are born as pure being, unafraid to cry, to need, to love without condition. But slowly, the world teaches us another language, the language of separation. We are taught that we are not whole unless we earn it, that we are not lovable unless we prove it, that we are not safe unless we control everything around us. And so we forget. We forget the sacredness of simply being. But the soul, your soul, never forgets. It watches patiently as you run and strive and shape yourself into an acceptable version for a world that itself is aching for truth. It waits through the noise, through the striving, through the exhaustion of trying to become enough in a world that cannot define your worth. And then one day, without thunder or ceremony, you pause. And in that pause, you feel something. Something ancient, something eternal. The breath behind the breath, the light behind your eyes. The stillness that has been here all along. And that, beloved, is the beginning of awakening. It is the sacred return, not to a place, not to a role, but to your essence. You are not a body with a soul. You are a soul wearing a body for a time. And that body, that story, that name, they are not who you are. They are garments, temporary expressions. You are the silent presence underneath. There is no becoming. There is only remembering. Remembering that you are already whole, already enough, already divine. The mind will resist this. It will say, but I've failed, but I'm not ready, but I've been wounded. And I say to you, those wounds are sacred, not because they define you, but because they've opened you. The cracks in your heart are not flaws. They are doorways through which the light enters. The Tao does not try to shine. It simply is. And so it illuminates all things. You are not here to force your way through life. You are here to align with what is already flowing, already guiding, already perfect in its unfolding. When you let go of striving, you fall into grace. When you release the illusion of control, you begin to move with the current of life rather than against it. And life, this life is not random. It is intelligent. It is sacred. It is miraculous. But you must learn to see again, not with your eyes, but with your soul. You must become still enough to feel the miracle pulsing in the silence, in the breath, in the ordinary. When the mind becomes quiet and the heart becomes open, what you will discover is not a new self, but the timeless self you've been all along. You are not your thoughts. You are the space in which those thoughts rise and fall. You are not your emotions. You are the awareness that holds them with compassion. You are not your past. You are the presence that has witnessed every moment of it, untouched and whole. And this presence is freedom. Freedom is not found in rearranging the outer world until it pleases the ego. Freedom is the recognition that nothing needs to change for peace to be here now, because peace was never missing. It was only drowned out by the noise of not enough. But the soul does not shout, it whispers. And in its whisper is the whole universe. Your worth is not up for debate. You were deemed worthy the moment you were breathed into existence. You were not placed here to earn love, you are love. You were not sent here to find God, you are an extension of God, exploring itself in form. And that is why your life is a miracle, because it is not separate from the divine. It is the divine. You are the wave and the ocean, the flame and the fire, the moment and eternity. Let that truth settle in your bones. Let it echo in your breath. Let it remind you that you need not perform to be accepted. You need only be real. Real with your pain, real with your joy, real with your journey. The ego says, I must be more. The soul says, I already am. And the soul is always right. There is nothing more healing than presence. When you return to the present moment without judgment, without needing it to be different, you touch the eternal. You realize that this moment is not lacking anything. It is whole, and so are you. Healing is not fixing. It is allowing yourself to feel, to break, to be held by something larger than your story, to soften instead of harden, to forgive instead of cling, to release the illusion that you were ever alone, because you never were. The same presence that grows trees from seeds and turns seasons without effort is the presence that breathes you. You are not apart from it. You are it. And when you know this, not just with your mind, but with your being, you will begin to live differently. You will speak more gently. You will walk more slowly. You will notice beauty in places you once overlooked. You will begin to see life not as a task to be managed, but as a sacred ceremony unfolding breath by breath. You will understand that the miracle was never what you were chasing. It was the one doing the chasing. You already whole, already holy, already enough. This life is a miracle, not because of what might happen tomorrow, but because you are here now. breathing, feeling, loving, existing. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be present. And presence is perfection. Let this be the day you remember what your soul has always known. You are not a seeker. You are the sought. Let this be the breath where striving ends and surrender begins. Let this be the moment where you finally allow yourself to be what you already are, the miracle. And as you walk through this world, carry that knowing with you like a light that cannot be dimmed. Let it guide you not to impress, but to express, not to win, but to awaken. There are no accidents. There is only love calling you home in every experience. And now, beloved, you are ready to listen. You are ready to remember. This life is a miracle, and so are you. You did not come into this world to conform to its noise, but to remember your own stillness. Beneath every ambition you've ever held, beneath every title, every plan, every map you've tried to follow, there is a deep, unshakable truth pulsing in your chest. It is the truth that you are not separate from life, but a living embodiment of its intelligence. You are not here to master the world. You are here to reunite with the part of you that was never broken. When a river flows to the ocean, it does not hurry. It does not apologize for its curves, its eddies, its quiet moments. It simply moves with the grace of what is. And you too are allowed to be this honest. You are allowed to move at the pace of soul, not the speed of culture. You are allowed to slow down without explanation, to change direction without justification, to sit in silence without shame. For there is wisdom in the quiet places, wisdom that speaks when the world grows silent. It is not loud. It does not clamor for your attention. It rests beneath the surface, waiting only for your willingness to stop searching long enough to hear. And when you do, you will know your purpose has never been about becoming someone. It has always been about unbecoming everything that is not truly you. You were not sent here to accumulate identities. You are not placed on this earth to wear the mask of perfection. You are not meant to shrink yourself to fit the mold of others' expectations. You are here to be the full, unedited expression of the divine force that breathes stars into existence and gives shape to the unseen. Every cell in your body is a cathedral. Every moment of awareness is a return to grace. And in your stillest knowing, you already understand this. You felt it in those moments when time seems to dissolve, when the past and future no longer tug at your soul, and all that remains is this, the inhale, the exhale, the sacred presence of being. That is where life touches you, not in the noise, but in the space between. We've been taught to measure our worth by outcomes, by achievements, by how well we can convince the world that we belong. But the soul does not operate in measurements. It exists beyond the binary of success and failure. It does not care if you are applauded. It cares that you are aligned, that you are rooted in your truth, that you are willing to live not from fear, but from the quiet courage of authenticity. When you begin to live from this sacred space, the external world no longer holds power over your peace. Circumstances may rise and fall. Seasons may shift. Relationships may transform. But you remain the stillness beneath the movement. You become like the mountain untouched by the storm, grounded in your being. This is the miracle. Not that life is always gentle, but that you can remain gentle within it. Not that all pain disappears, but that love can rise in the midst of it. Not that you avoid the darkness, but that you remember your light within it. And when you truly see yourself through the eyes of the divine, you will stop bargaining with your worth. You will stop waiting for permission to be who you are. You will stop looking to others for the validation only your soul can provide. Because the sacred does not beg to be noticed. It simply is. And so are you. You are not the turbulence. You are the sky. You are not the chapter. You are the blank page upon which all stories are written. You are not the echo of a broken past. You are the song that keeps singing, even after the world forgets the lyrics. Let this remembrance settle into your bones. Let it whisper through your breath. Let it meet you in the quiet moments of your day, not as a new idea, but as an ancient truth rekindled. There is nothing to fix, nothing to prove, nothing to become. Only this moment to allow, only this breath to feel, only this sacred life to embrace, exactly as it is. And that is the essence of a miracle. There comes a moment, unmarked by clocks or calendars, when you no longer chase clarity like a mirage on the horizon. You begin instead to trust in the fog, to walk with open palms into the mystery, no longer needing every answer to unfold before you step forward. The miracle is not in knowing what comes next, it is in knowing that whatever comes you are carried, not by effort, but by an invisible rhythm that has always known your way. The moon does not question whether it is full enough, it simply shows its face in cycles. So too, you are allowed to wax and wane, to rise and retreat, to feel your fullness and your emptiness without shame. There is a sacred timing to your becoming that cannot be rushed by will or accelerated by fear. You are allowed to honor your own pace, to bloom in seasons that make no sense to the world, to trust that your petals will find the sun in due time. We are taught to seek permanence in a world built on change, yet everything true is fluid emotions, identities, relationships, the body that holds you, and still you endure. Not because you've anchored yourself to certainty, but because you've anchored yourself to presence. You've learned to find stability not in what is unchanging, but in your unchanging willingness to meet each change with love. It is not weakness to feel deeply. It is the sign of a soul still alive. Let your tears baptize the moments that move you. Let your grief speak the names of all you've had to release. Let your joy ring loud in your chest like cathedral bells. You were never meant to flatten your experience to fit into someone else's comfort. You are here to feel it all, and in that fullness of feeling, you become whole. There is an intelligence beyond intellect guiding you. It speaks not through facts, but through a language older than words, through sensations, symbols, synchronicities. It is the way your body leans in or pulls away, the way your breath shortens or softens, the way your heart stirs when truth is near. You don't need more data to know what's real. You need only to become quiet enough to trust the knowing that lives in your bones. The ego will tell you that life is a ladder to climb, each step proving your worth. But the soul sees life not as a ladder, but as a circle, a sacred spiral, always bringing you home. And what is home if not the place within you untouched by success or failure? What is home if not the silent core that never asks you to earn your belonging? You are not climbing toward value. You are circling back to the truth that you never lost it. True transformation is not loud. It does not announce itself with trumpets or demand recognition. It happens in quiet thresholds, in the breath where you choose peace over defense, in the pause before you react, in the decision to meet pain with compassion rather than judgment. It is not always visible from the outside, but it is always felt in the shift from survival to presence. You are not the thoughts that visit you. You are the awareness that welcomes them and lets them go. You are not the waves of anxiety or sorrow. You are the ocean vast enough to hold them without drowning. Every time you return to that knowing, you reclaim your power. Not the kind that controls, but the kind that liberates. The power to be even when the world tempts you to perform. Let yourself be soft where you used to be guarded. Let yourself be curious where you used to judge. Let yourself rest where you used to push. This is not giving up, it is giving in to something more true. It is surrender not to defeat, but to divinity. And in that surrender, your strength is revealed not in resistance, but in your unwavering willingness to remain open. You do not have to be fearless to be free. You only have to stop letting fear make your choices. Courage is not the absence of trembling, it is the decision to move anyway, to trust anyway, to speak anyway. Let your trembling be holy. Let your vulnerability be a portal. Let your openness be the altar on which your false self is laid down and your true self rises, undressed and luminous. And so walk on, not with certainty, but with sincerity. Let your life be your prayer. Let your breath be your offering. Let your footsteps write love letters to the earth beneath you. You are not here to master life. You are here to merge with it, to dissolve into its mystery, to be undone by its beauty. You are not lost, dear one. You are being reshaped by the invisible hands of grace. Let them have you. Let them mold you not into who you think you should be, but into who you already are, when nothing remains but truth. This life, in all its ache and ecstasy, its beauty and bewilderment, is not here to punish you, it is here to polish you. And what emerges from that polish is not a perfect person, but a luminous soul. Not someone who has conquered life, but someone who has finally said yes to it. And that yes is your miracle. There is a quiet liberation that begins when you stop reaching for what is already within your grasp. Not because you've lowered your standards, but because you've lifted the veil. You see that the love you've sought in 1,000 faces lives quietly beneath your own skin. You discover that belonging is not earned by fitting in, it is remembered by standing still in your truth. And in that stillness, you find not just yourself, but the entire universe leaning in to meet you. The wind does not argue with the shape of the mountain. It dances around it. It embraces the form of what is without resistance. So too, you are not here to change your nature to fit a mold. You are here to let your true form be seen, be felt, be known, even if others do not understand you, even if your path curves where theirs is straight. The miracle is not in being understood, it is in being real. Your presence is your power, not your performance, not your accolades, not your ability to convince or impress. Your presence, the way you sit with silence, the way your gaze softens when truth is near, the way your hands tremble and still reach anyway. There is more sacredness in your quiet authenticity than in a lifetime of pretending. Do not be afraid of your own depth. The world may urge you to skim the surface, to stay light, to stay palatable. But the soul has no interest in the shallow. It is here for the plunge, the fall, the dive into the mystery. Let yourself descend into your own depths, not to lose yourself, but to recover what was never gone, to feel the sacred pulse that beats beneath every sorrow and every joy. Even the waiting is holy, the pause between what was and what will be, the space where the seed lies unseen beneath the soil, gathering strength, awaiting spring. We are so quick to rush the unfolding, but there is wisdom in the in-between. There is a ripening of soul that happens in the quiet before the blooming. Trust that. Even if nothing seems to be moving, everything is becoming. You were not meant to numb yourself just to make this life bearable. You were meant to feel it, to let its colors seep into your pores, to let its edges carve you open, to let its warmth and wildness awaken something long forgotten. You are not fragile for feeling. You are powerful for allowing your heart to remain open in a world that often asks you to close. Let forgiveness be your liberation, not your burden. Not because the past was light, but because you no longer need to carry its weight. You forgive not to erase what happened, but to release what has tried to define you. You forgive so your soul can breathe again, unclenched, unshackled, unafraid to love in the aftermath. When you stop trying to prove your worth, you start to embody it. You no longer need to declare your value, it radiates from your being like sunlight from the sky. And in that radiance, others begin to remember their own light. You become not a mirror for approval, but a mirror for remembrance. A sacred presence, reminding others of what is already inside them. You are not the storm. You are the one who can sit inside it and still know peace. You are not the chaos. You are the consciousness that watches it rise and fall without clinging. And in that witnessing, you become the calm the world forgets it needs. The soft gaze that says, I see you, and I still choose love. This life will not always give you what you expect, but it will always give you what you need for your soul's becoming. The people who stay, the ones who leave, the joy that lifts, the grief that carves all of it is an invitation. Not to make sense of the mystery, but to meet it with reverence. And so you walk not in certainty, but in faith. Not faith in some distant reward, but in the sacredness of this moment. The miracle is not out ahead of you, waiting. It is here in the quiet unfolding of your breath, in the way your chest rises without asking for permission, in the way your soul keeps whispering, there is more, and it is already within you. You are not a mistake in motion, you are a mystery in bloom. There is nothing random about your arrival, no accident in the way your presence intersects with time and space. You were spoken into being by a current of love so vast, so precise, that even the stars bowed in silence. You are here not to justify your existence, but to embody its sacredness. To walk as a living testament to the intelligence that shaped galaxies and still found it worthy to breathe life into you. And yet, how often you've been taught to question your own belonging, to reduce your brilliance to something explainable, marketable, acceptable. But the soul was never meant to be explained, it was meant to be experienced. And so the miracle is not in becoming understood by others, but in finally understanding yourself. Seeing yourself not as a fragment, but as a full expression of source energy, walking this earth in skin and story. There is an art to remembering, a slow, holy unfolding in which the fog lifts, not all at once, but in waves. Some days you glimpse the vastness of your being with perfect clarity. Other days the clouds return, but even in those moments of forgetting, the light never leaves. You are not your clarity or your confusion. You are the awareness holding both. You are the space through which forgetting becomes remembering again. Let the earth be your teacher. Watch the trees. They do not cling to their leaves in autumn. They trust the letting go. They trust the bareness. They trust the cold that calls them inward. So too must you learn to surrender, not because you failed, but because there is something truer waiting to rise from the space you make. Every release is a resurrection waiting in silence. The soul is not fed by the applause of others. It is fed by truth, by presence, by the small moments of alignment when your outer life matches your inner knowing. And sometimes those moments go unnoticed by the world, but they do not go unnoticed by life. Every time you choose love over defense, stillness over reaction, authenticity over approval, the fabric of the universe softens around you. You are remembered. You are seen. There is no need to rush your healing. The timeline the world gave you is not divine. Your unfolding is holy even when it's slow, even when it's quiet, even when it feels invisible. The miracle is not in how quickly you arrive, it is in the way you never stop returning to yourself, breath after breath, even when the road vanishes beneath your feet. You are not meant to carry the past like a chain. You're meant to honor it like a teacher and let it rest. You're not meant to drag the future like a burden. You are meant to trust it like a seed planted in the dark. This moment, this exact breath, is where your power lives. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. And the more deeply you sink into now, the more eternity opens at your feet. Do not underestimate the sacred power of your being, the way your silence soothes, the way your presence heals, the way your truth unlocks doorways in others. You are not just a person moving through the world. You are a field of energy, a walking invitation for remembrance. And when you live from that space, everything changes not because you forced it to, but because you allowed yourself to be who you already are. You will not find peace by controlling the storm. You will find peace by remembering that you are not the storm. You are the stillness beneath it. And even when the winds howl and the sky darkens, the stillness remains. It does not flinch, it does not flee, it simply is, and so are you. This life is not something to win. It is something to receive, to bow before, to breathe into. The miracle is not an event. It is a way of seeing, a way of being, a sacred posture of heart that says, even here, even now, there is something holy unfolding. And so you come to the final threshold, not a finish line, not a conclusion, but a quiet doorway opening back into your own heart. There is nothing more to chase now, nothing left to earn, nothing more to prove. Only the gentle awareness that all along you were walking in the presence of something eternal, that even in your forgetfulness, life was remembering you. This is the miracle that in a world of impermanence, your essence endures, that while roles dissolve and identities change, the light within you remains untouched. It is not diminished by time, nor tarnished by pain. It is not a flame that flickers, it is the sun rising each day within the cathedral of your being, no matter the weather outside. You have not failed. You have not fallen behind. You are not broken, and you never were. Every detour was part of the path. Every ache was a prayer in disguise. Every silence was a deeper listening. And now, here you are, not fixed, but revealed. Not improved, but remembered. Not higher, but home. The river of your life no longer needs to prove its destination. It only needs to flow. And in that flowing, you meet grace again and again in a stranger's smile, in the breath of dawn, in the stillness that cradles your sorrow without needing to change it. You find that joy is not elsewhere. It is here, woven into the ordinary, singing softly beneath the noise. Even the questions you once begged the sky to answer no longer burn with urgency. Not because they've been solved, but because you've surrendered to something larger than answers. A presence, a peace, a pulse that says, I may not know where this road leads, but I trust the one who walks it with me. Let your life be an offering, not of perfection, but of presence, Let each moment be your prayer, each step your temple, each breath your return. You do not need to build your worth, you only need to embody it. The truth is, the more you simply are, the more life flows through you without effort. You are not the flame trying to find the fire. You are the fire remembering it was never extinguished. And now, beloved, you see. You see with eyes no longer searching. You feel with a heart no longer defending. You walk with feet no longer racing to arrive. You are here, fully, finally, now. And in this now, all things rest, the striving quiets, the masks fall, the wounds close not because they are forgotten, but because they are held. And what remains is not weakness, but wonder, not emptiness, but space. Sacred, fertile space for the divine to breathe through you without resistance. This life has not always been easy, but it has always been holy. Every chapter, a verse in the sacred scripture of your being. Every breath, a syllable in the song only your soul can sing. You are not the silence between the miracles. You are the miracle the silence was preparing you for. You need not wait any longer. You need not become anything more. You are the light. You are the way. You are the love you have longed for. This life, this breath, is your cathedral. This presence is your power. This stillness is your song. And this, beloved, is your homecoming. Welcome back to yourself. This life is a miracle, and so are you.